guys, Maggie here. So before I start my video about J.K. Rowling's statement on X about Paapa Essiedu being cast as Professor Snape, I want to let you guys know this already. Like last week, on Valentine's Day, I think, or on the day of my anniversary, I've been getting spam comments lately. And it's fine that you want to like speak your mind, you guys. I have nothing against your beliefs or anything like that, but there is to an extent that I would not tolerate anyone to call me racist. And this is regarding on my previous video about the same topic about Puppy Cedar playing Professor Snape. And I have my opinion about it, and there was one person in particular just went off on me, and I just had to speak my mind on certain things, giving examples, right? I get this a lot, so I'm letting know the viewers that's watching my video right now at this very moment, I'm not here to attack anybody or separate the fan base or nothing like that. And if you guys say that, oh, I am, or you're trying to make things worse. I'm not. Okay? I'm just speaking my mind, my opinion, and this is an opinion like channel, and this is only making things worse if you continue to, hurt me like physically and mentally because I already dealt with this in real life. I don't need, a big lecture about my point of view about certain topics. I don't need someone to like hate me and false report me on my channel when I speak my mind on certain things about the entertainment industry relating to film or TV series or anything that I know based on in real life. I don't need it right now. Okay, so getting back on track, I want to say if you guys really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share this with your friends and family who are Harry Potter fans, as well as subscribe to be part of my Hellfire Club, alright? And down in the description below, please follow up on my social media platforms, or you want to ask me questions, or asking me make you guys any thumbnail making, or anything in general, please let me know down in the description below, as well as subscribing to my husband, Kaim Kennedy, be part of his Wolfpack by checking his phenomenal live streams of Oblivion, Final Fantasy, and so much more, you guys. My husband is incredible with gaming, and not to mention, he's an incredible cook. So please check his cooking videos on his shorts. And of course, please follow him on the social media platforms as well. Find a literary agent for my husband because he does incredible books, you guys, and he does phenomenal drawing. So if you've seen his work before and his community posts, please check it out. Like all his pictures. And of course, find a specific agent for my husband to get published and get books around the world to get him picked. Okay? Love you, Kaimi. So let's get back to the video. So J.K. Rowling put out the statement on X today, and it was just 9 hours ago. She says, "quote," and I'm not twisting her words here. This is coming from her. Okay, she said, "I don't have the power to sack an actor from the series, and I wouldn't exercise if I did. I don't believe in taking away people's jobs or livelihoods because they hold legally protected beliefs that differ from mine." So what does she mean by that? Well, she's saying that the casting for Poppy Sue playing Professor Snape of the upcoming series on HBO Max of Harry Potter, she has no whatsoever no control over it. So you guys are probably gonna be upset, and I seen it on X, and you guys went spamming nonstop on her comment feed about how why or why not she cannot take Poppy Sue off the grid, off the casting, call of being Professor Snape. There's nothing she can do. Alright? And what is the worst mistake that she ever done, and I'm being honest, this is my opinion, you guys, she kinda sold her rights to Warner Brothers and HBO because she did tell them that you can do whatever you want. Big mistake. A big no no. Because if me or my husband Kime ever wrote a book, and I'm being honest, if we have movie studios that want to see our book be based on a movie or a TV series, and they say that, look, we want rights to your book. Can you do it? And it's based on their contract. We're going to look at each other saying, no. Are we going to get half the portion? Are we going to tell you exactly what we want? We're not going to like have anyone attack us. Is that the whole thing? Because it's going to be a hit or miss. Because sometimes once you have a contract on your lap or on the desk and you don't look at the fine print, that's gonna be a problem because we had to make sure it's legit because once you don't see that little tiny speck, you gotta look through a magnifying glass to make sure it's legit because you guys, she has to be careful what she is, signing because you can be signing anything. You probably sold your soul to the devil, obviously. Like in Bedazzle, like Brenda Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley over here. You know what I mean? So the thing is, she made a mistake, and I have nothing against J.K. Rowling. She's a phenomenal writer when she did the whole Harry Potter series, and I read them all because I grew up with the franchise. I grew up watching the movies when I was a kid, and now like an adult already. I love how incredible it is. And I collect mostly every merchandise of Harry Potter. I have the wands, I have the legit robe from Universal Studios. I went on the ride. I collect mostly anything relating to Harry Potter. So I am a Harry Potter nerd, as well as my husband, who clearly likes the whole thing about Harry Potter as well. But getting back on track, like I said, there's nothing she can do about Papa Isu, especially the whole thing where he posted on Instagram, which I show you guys right now, of what he posted on Instagram, which I gotta say, guys, this is bringing politics into the mix, and this is going to cause a big controversy for him, and it's going to ruin his reputation even more. Not just the casting alone, but this whole thing about politics, let alone. And I gotta say, I don't know how J.K. Rowling is going to feel about this, or the people of Warner Bros. And HBO are going to react, because they probably say like, "Oh crap, we're gonna have one of these people gonna talk about politics into this. What now? We're making a big mistake, and they probably going to delay the project to next year or the year before, like around 2027 or 2028. Who knows, right? And God forbid if something happens to John Lithgow, that's pretty much it. Just protect him at all costs, because he wants nothing to do with politics. I know this guy because he wants nothing, and I mean nothing, within the real world of what's going on, because whatever the case may be with Papa Essiedu is going to cause a lot of problems, and I can't predict the worst for him. I just know, besides the whole thing with the casting, it's going to get much worse. you know Wherever the case may be, he needs to like sit tight and maybe like not say anything at all, because he already make things worse as it is for the fans, by saying that I'm going to play Professor Snape, how he's very excited, and then he decided to like turn off the comments on his social media platforms. He just decides to make sure no one says anything to him, because he knows what fans are going to say to him, saying that, oh, you're not our Snape, we prefer Adam Driver as Snape, the list goes on. And you guys can see how I'm scrolling that a lot of people are really pissed off, you know? And I, for one, thinking that was a bad choice to cast him as Snape, because look, how does he fit the description as Professor Snape, honestly? You could at least hire someone that has the qualifications, at least. And to tell you the truth, like, since, Rowling is the executive producer, shouldn't she say something in the matter? And I wanted to add something here. Like, she kind of like technically wasted too much money on this, on these kind of things about these controversial actors speaking on their minds. Do you think she has anything to say to the casting director, saying like, look, he doesn't look nothing like Snape? Is she this person gonna say like, oh, are you racist? Oh, you don't like him because he's a certain way? But you said we can do whatever we want. No, I didn't give you the rights so you can like pull the stunt where my fans gonna hate me and talk like a lot of nonsense about me, like what is going on? And to tell you the truth, guys, I know why she probably don't want to say anything about Papa Yasuda, because the thing is that she doesn't like getting threats, and she's already get threats like it is, because she spoke her mind about her latest statement about what happened in the UK, and they won the whole case about what's going on in the UK, which I don't want to speak on YouTube about it. You probably know that already on her social media platform on X. And I'm going to tell you guys, like, it's really going to cause a lot of, backfire left and right about this, because a lot of fans are going to talk about this on YouTube, which I practically know how many people are really pissed off about this. So all I know is that, this whole thing with the casting Poppy Sue as Snape is gonna like make everyone turn off the TV and unsubscribe to HBO Max and want nothing to watch the series. And it's gonna be a big disaster, like I said in my previous video. So wherever the case may be, you know, HBO and Warner Bros. Had to talk things out to figure out what's gonna happen, you know? So unfortunately, they're gonna be in trouble as it is. They're gonna be screwed one way or the other, you know? Like I said, she has no control over it. The only people who are in control, you guys, are the casting director, the director, and the presidents of both Warner Bros. And HBO. Unfortunately, that's how it is. The author has no say in the matter because once you sign that deal, you're done. You know, there's nothing you can do. There's no exemptions or nothing because they did say, "Oh, they're gonna stick with the original like it happens in the books," but no. Once they added DEI in the mix, that's when all hell broke loose. That's when everyone started saying, "Wait, you're not gonna be sticking like how in the books? So we're gonna have a black Snape. We're gonna have a black Neville Longbottom. We're going to have all these scenarios where we're going to have DEI and wokeness in the matter. We're going to have a modern spin to Harry Potter. Is that what the whole thing is? And what makes things worse, if they don't know the whole thing about Severus Snape backstory, it's very devastating. You know what I mean? It's just an epitome of embarrassment because they're going to have the whole thing where they're going to make some changes about Snape's backstory, where he grew up in a poor home, where they're going to make him into the suburbs. They're going to make him not poor, wearing the same robes again. They're going to make him wear, the whole scenario where his family was killed off. They will make so many changes that people are going to be very upset, fans alike. So good luck with changing how Professor Snape is upbringing because I'm not gonna like it. Because whatever you do, you're gonna make James Potter and the rest of the gang, like Sirius Black, Peter Pettigrew, all racist. And above all, it's going to make things worse, where you're going to have Lily James be uncomfortable by having a, a teenage black Professor Snape looking at her funny and thinking that she's being harassed by him. That's even much worse. And to top all that, especially the part where James Potter's going to probably hang Snape on a tree, having his trousers down above his face or whatever, and make him an embarrassment and make fun of him. They're gonna have the where like James Potter's gonna be the epitome of being a racist towards a black man, and you're gonna have Harry being scared of Snape because of the color of his skin. This is going to be really nasty. I don't know how they're going to pull this off. I just know it's going to really cause a lot of issues throughout the whole industry. It's on you, Warner Bros. I'm sorry. You have a lot of work to do. You have until what, 2027, 2028 to finish this project, and you haven't found the cast for these kids. I'm scared for the kids in general. Not just Papa Essiedu, but the kids who are going to play Harry Potter, Ron, Hermione, all the three amigos here. I don't know how that's going to turn out. This is going to really be terrifying because I'm worried because once these kids are in the Hollywood industry, they're going to have a lot of things in their heads, and there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of adults going after these kids, and I don't like it. I don't like adults bullying kids. That's even much worse. Seeing people getting called out certain things, they don't like it either. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think about J.K. Rowling's statement on X? I want to hear you guys in the comment section your thoughts as well. And again, you guys, if you guys really enjoyed this video, like this video, share this with your friends and family, as well as subscribe to be part of my Hellfire Club. And don't forget to follow my social media platforms in the description below, as well to subscribe my husband, Kaim Kenner. Alright? Love you, Kaimi. Mwah. So this is your Hellfire leader, Megan Egan, the Walking Evangel Girl 27 signing off. See you in the next video. Love you, Kaimi. Peace out.